Question 11, part 2. The diagram shows a right angle triangle here and a rectangle here. We are told that the area of the triangle is twice the area of the rectangle. So our area of the triangle is going to equal 2 times whatever the area of the rectangle is. Part 1, write down an equation for x. Now, technically, what I have here is an equation in terms of their areas, but it's not an equation in x. So we're actually going to have to figure out what the area of the triangle is and what the area of the rectangle is based on the information that's given here. So, area of a triangle is half base times height. So we're going to have half of the base, which is 8x plus 4, times 9. Now, I could write it like this, with a 9 on the end like that, multiplying it, or I could put that 9 at the start, like so. Doesn't really matter which way around, but this is going to make it nicer for what's to come later in terms of breaking the brackets out. We then have 2 times the area of the rectangle, which is base times height. Again, the order here doesn't matter, but writing the 7 first is just a bit more intuitive. And then we have our 10 minus x in brackets. Now that's all you need to answer part 1. The breaking out the brackets and the solving this equation is what we're about to do here in part 2. So this half times 9 is going to give us a 4.5. So I could just write this as 4.5 bracket 8x plus 4, and I can tidy up this 2 times 7 to give us a 14. You could, if you're careful, break out the bracket straight away, but I just feel it's better to tidy up what's in front of the bracket first beforehand, but you do you at the end of the day. Multiply these two together, 4.5 times 8x will give us a 36x, and then 4.5 times 4 is going to give us 18. And on the other side, we'll have a 14 times 10 for 140, and we'll have a 14 times negative x for a negative 14x. To solve this equation, we first of all need to get the letters on the same side. There are more of them on the left, so it makes sense to add 14x to make the x's disappear on the right. So we add 14x to both sides, that will give us a 50x. You can at the same time if you want, or you could do it in this line here. Decide, well, if I'm getting the letters on the left, I do not want to have this 18 on the right. So I take away 18 from both sides also. And what that will leave me with on the right-hand side is 122. And in order to get x on its own, get rid of that times 50. I'm going to divide both sides by 50. That's going to give me not a final answer, it's going to give me an x value of 2.44. But then always double check to make sure you've answered the question. Sure, we found the value of x, but we have not found the area of the rectangle. So we look back at our rectangle, which was this. We're going to have to do 7 times 10 minus the answer that we just got there. So I could start off by putting 10 minus 2.44 here, which will give me 7.56. And then to get our final answer, base times height is going to be 7 times 7.56, which gives us a final answer already here of 52.92 square centimeters. Done.